Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Facebook, we online. Twitch, we working on it. Periscope, ready to go on Twitter as promised. Right after the game, Cleveland Browns versus the New York Football Giants. Let's get it going. Great game. Great game. We want to welcome everybody into the Barbershop live stream recap for the Giants versus the Cleveland Browns. Great game. Great game. We needed that. We needed that. We want to acknowledge everybody coming in on the live stream. And as always, Super Chat is available. We welcome the Super Chat availability for the people that's on YouTube. We want to shout out all my people on YouTube. All the top-notch, all the top-flight VIPs in the barbershop. You know how we give it up. You know how we give it up out here. Great game for the Browns. And I'm gonna tell you what. Kevin Stefanski, all them people that's out there running around talking about Kevin Stefanski and how there's Ron Rivera for Coach of the Year and how there's Mike Tomlin for Coach of the Year. I want to tell you what. Coach Kevin Stefanski, smooth assassin, the way he coaching the boys up. You know, he may look like one of the, Abercrombie and Fitch model. He looked like he may got the Sauvage cologne on. It may look like he's something out of the Sears catalog. He got the 5 o'clock shadow beard. He looked like he's something. He looked like he doing cologne. But I'm going to tell you what, he got these Cleveland Browns out here rocking and rolling. We 10-0. I say 10-0. Well, I'm feeling like we 10-0. We 10-4 right now. And there was opportunities for the Cleveland Browns to take a step backwards, right? Tough game against the Baltimore Ravens last week, right? We have a tough game against the Baltimore Ravens. We could have had a setback. But Kevin Stefanski's like, no. We ain't having none of that. So let's go ahead and get ready to go. Let's get the Golden Clippers already. Let's get the Clippers right. I don't know. My chat went down. My chat go down? We're going to see. But we still live. We'll refresh the chat. Bring that back up a little later. But I'll tell you what. Kevin Stefanski what he's been able to do out here has been tremendous. Tremendous with Kevin Stefanski. Tremendous. I'll tell you what, the second award, he's going to get the Clippers award today, too. He's getting the Clipper award today, too. He's getting he's getting the Clippers award today, too. I'll tell you what. Let me bring that back up. We rocking. Let me see my chat. Give me 1 second here. Here we go. Let me refresh my chat. We back up and going. Give me a second with that. The second person that I want to give the Clipper of the Night award to for the barbershop is this. One Baker Mayfield. My man Baker Mayfield is out here rocking and rolling right now. Baker Mayfield came out on fire, and this dude was ready to go. Baker Mayfield was ready to go from Jump Street. And I want to tell you about what he looked like to me. He looks like in the last 3 games, the guy I tweeted earlier, Baker Mayfield back in Oklahoma. Baker Mayfield is back in Oklahoma, dealing. When you come out and you start, and I'm looking at his stats, and he's 12 of 14. He goes for over 300 yards again today, right? Going for over 300 yards again today. And when you're looking at what Baker Mayfield is able to do, going for over 300 yards today, completion percentage is out of the roof, out off the charts again with the completion percentage. And then also, along with the completion percentage, let's take a look at the no turnovers again. No turnovers again. Confidence is playing out. He's playing out of his mind right now. And, somebody said earlier when I was doing my show, and when I was doing my show, they said something that I really I took in consideration. He says, they said one thing. He said, G. Bush, Baker's playing his best football at the right time of the season. Baker is playing his best football at the right time of the season. If you guys are chatting right now, I can't see the chat. It looks like my chat is down for some reason. I'll continue to try to get that work back on during the live stream. Chat is a big thing that we do. I'll see if we can get that turned back on. We'll see if we can get that done. We'll continue to do that, but we'll continue on with the conversation. But I'll tell you what, crazy. I'll tell you what, when you're looking at it, Baker Mayfield had a crazy game today, and I think you're starting to see that that's what's happening when Baker Mayfield is on, when Baker Mayfield is doing his thing. I think you can see that the Cleveland Browns are pretty much a team that's going to be, are going to be reckoned with, because you're seeing and showing what the Cleveland Browns can do when they get Baker Mayfield to play the way he is. See, now teams is loading up right now. Teams are loading up, right? Teams are loading up right now. And one of the things that's happening is when teams is loading up to try to stop the run, and teams is starting to, creep back up there into the line of scrimmage, Baker Mayfield is making fools pay. And it's just not the play action game now. It's not only just the play action game. Now you got the straight drop back game. We got the straight drop back game on them. It ain't just a regular run-of-the-mill play action. Baker Mayfield is hurting them in multiple areas. Shout out to Hollywood Higgins, too. Shout out to Hollywood is always open. I told you he's always open. Always open. And I'm glad to see guys on the offensive side of the football making adjustments. Some people may think I'm a little harsh on the guys, right? But one of the things I've noticed and I liked today was the fact that they're making adjustments on the mistakes that they made in the past. Hollywood Higgins let a couple footballs hit him in the chest a few weeks ago, let the ball get into his body, and some people said it's the moment too big for him. It's the moment a little too large for Hollywood Higgins, right? Today, I saw early in the game, footballs catching with the hands, right? Hands, here. Didn't let the ball get into his body. Love it. We look at Bryant. Bryant was another guy who twice this year, against the Jacksonville Jaguars, stripped, against the Raiders, stripped, right? I saw him catch the football today, tuck it, secure it, two hands. None of the loose football stuff. None of the loose football out and doing all the receiver and creative stuff. It was none of that. Bryant caught the ball, tucked it away, and kept it moving, right? He's doing those things, and people are learning from that situation, right? People are learning from the mistakes they made earlier. So I was very encouraged by the young players making plays in this game and showing that they're learning from their mistakes, right? And, one of the things also that I'm looking at, to shout out, young boy Harris. Where'd they get this kid from? See, Bill Callahan. Let me talk to you real quick, Bill Callahan. If you're just joining right now, shout out to everybody with the super chats. If you super chat me right now, I do apologize. I'm not ignoring you. Usually I'm already reading these off. I'm showing people love in the chat. My chat is down right now. I am showing it out. I'm still live. Do apologize for that. But let's get to it. Bill Callahan. Let me talk to you real quick. You see, Bill Callahan, I don't know what you got going on. You know how back in the day they used to have the Tommy Mansky tapes? How many baseball guys out there? You know when they used to have the Tommy Mansky, the infomercials with the baseball? And they used to be like, back to back to back, AAU national champions, Tommy Mansky. And they used to have to do curl hopping from center field, throwing that ball in that trash can. Clinic tape, right? You see that? I think Bill Callahan can run a clinic. Because anybody he touches, anybody that comes in and he comes in contact with that's over 280 pounds is now all of a sudden a lineman that can be a building block piece up front. So you telling me, you got to think about this. You go down Teller, right? Who is listen, he's rated the best offensive lineman in the game right now. Facts. Hubbard is a swing guy who they were going to plug and play, and he filling in for Teller today, right? You get Harris. You bring him in today, and you got to understand something. They got monsters. Leonard Williams is up there. They got the big fella from Clemson. I forgot they had him. He's a load. And Harris held his own, and you got to think they're not getting no reps like that during the practice week. Bill Callahan, sign him up. Whatever he wants, man. Give a Barry, you need to go to Jimmy Haslam and give him that lifetime deal, bro. Whatever he want, bro. Giving him a meal plan, whatever he need. Keep these dudes up in here because that dude is working miracles up front. The Cleveland Browns offensive line is just, I have never seen a line like this in Cleveland. Second thing that I've noticed, little small, minute details, right? What I was really impressed with this game was minute details. The blitz pickup by our running backs is second to none. Kareem Hunt picking up blitzes. Nick Chubb picking up blitzes. I just noticed that, Baker's not running around. He's in the pocket. He's not having to move too much left or right. He's not doing too much. And I just think it's a great job by the blitz pickup of the receiver, of the running backs and the offensive line. Overall, just a great job offensively. This was one of the games where this was just a professional game plan. Just a professional job on the offensive side of the football. And I know a lot of people talk about this, and I said this before. And then we'll get to the defensive side of the football, and we'll talk about the Giants a little bit too, because I want to mix them in too. Once again, the chat is down. I do apologize for that. I can't see anything, but if you are chatting me, I'm not ignoring you. We'll get to you guys. Hopefully it comes back up. We'll try it again a couple times, but I do apologize. The chat is down right now. I'll tell you this. One thing about the Browns, what I enjoy now I can enjoy about the Browns is it's mixed up now. You can see the confidence building in the offense, and the Browns can score with anybody. The Browns can score with anybody now. It's just not the good teams or the bad teams. The Cleveland Browns have now developed their playbook and developed the confidence in Baker Mayfield that they can score with anybody. It doesn't matter who you are, right? They don't have to just keep it close. They don't just have to run the ball and manage the game. They can do all of that right now. And in the last 3 games of this little 3-game period are showing you. And I was going to find out a lot about this team today because when you look at it across the NFL, the Browns need to keep pace with the rest of these teams. Hey, did y'all notice this too? NBC think they funny. Hey, when did they bring back that little poll dude? I was watching the little poll dude, the dude that be doing the presidential elections. I'm a big junkie in terms of politics, right? So I'm looking up. I'm like, they still voting? They're still doing elections? They brought the little poll dude back. I said, whoa. He was like, yeah. I'm like, is all the vote in from DeKalb County? Is they still doing mail-in votes? I wonder if they got them in. Well, No, I'm playing with y'all. Just playing with y'all. No, but I thought that was kind of funny, man. It was doing the 84th percentile. I thought he did a good job breaking that down, too, because I think a lot of people was confused. I saw some people on my last live totally confused. Shout out to C4. Shout out to Chris Foreman, my college roommate. He was breaking some stuff down, posting little tweets and different things, and he was posting on the joint. He was posting, showing the different things. Shout out to Jonathan Peterlin too, my co-host for Browns pregame. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Please make sure you're going to follow Jonathan Peterlin on Twitter. Please go ahead and do that. Shout out to him, by the way. I was telling a lot of people about this yesterday and last week, that the Browns got to continue to win these games. And they're like, oh, well, we got the tiebreaker and all. I'm like, no. No. You got to continue winning games because now there could be a 3-way tie. So before the game, I think the news got out and people started to educate themselves on the tiebreakers and the rules of 3-way ties. And then it just hit people like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, we might want to continue to win. We want to continue to win. But that's not a problem. Let me look at the camera. Look, that's my camera? Yeah, right here. It's not a problem, America. You see, the Cleveland Browns have to do one thing, right? And I'm not knocking nobody, but the Cleveland Browns, in order to be somebody in this world, you got to actually go take it from somebody. See, a lot of people was counting on this thought process. Yeah, we're going to beat the Giants and we're going to beat the Jets, but if we lose to the Steelers, it's okay. Well, nah, bro. You got to go and you got to slay the dragon. You got to stop chalking these wins up to Big Ben Roethlisberger, and you got to say, at one point in time, you got to put them out their misery. At one point in time, you're going to have to win a game and say, I earned my stripes. I earned that W, and I'm going to beat these two teams in New York, and then they're going to have to come to Cleveland, and we're going to win and keep our destiny in our own hands, right? That's what you got to do. Just like I'm looking at that camera right here. I ain't looking down. I'm not looking over to the left or looking to the right. I'm not looking at stats. You got to talk to the people in their faces and say, look, man, we ain't going nowhere. If we need to win to get in, guess what? We'll just go through you. And that's what you got to tell Pittsburgh. And you know what? For once, I might think you got a quarterback and a coach that can do that and a confidence level to do that. So I'm not scared. Let's get it going. Let's get to this win. Let's get this win today. And they got what they needed to do today. Now back to a regular schedule program. Now, the thought process is this. I like what I saw on the offensive side of football. Defensively. All right, Joe Woods. Decent job. You did some bend but don't break. Bend but don't break technology for y'all. That's exactly what happened. You did bend but don't break. That was a situation that you used, and you did utilize that bend but don't break. And so those were some different things that you used. I'll give you that in terms of bend but don't break. You scared me in the beginning. But one of the things you're going to have to come to a conclusion with, and you're going to have to take, and you're going to have to use this. I understand that the Browns don't have the talent that you want, and you're a little apprehensive about bringing people. I get that. But at one point in time, Mr. Woods, you're going to have to count on your pressure and your aggressiveness causing other teams to make mistakes, and not sitting back and being complacent and hoping that they'll make mistakes for you. See, there's a difference. Because sitting back and hoping that they'll make mistakes will work against Colt McCoy, right? It'll work against Judge, who should have been kicking field goals in the first quarter. I don't know what he was doing. He should have been getting points. When you got a backup quarterback and you don't have any receivers to talk about, and you got a spotty offense to begin with, you got to get points on the board. And you don't put your team behind the 8-ball with some of these calls when you could have been getting points on the board and put the onus on the Browns to continue to keep up. But that's not my problem. That's on y'all CD. Hey, everybody got their own mix CD. That's on your CD. Whatever you put on your mix CD is on your CD. But as far as my CD, I put whatever I want to on it. Buy it and bump it. But in terms of the defense, I'm still a little apprehensive about the game plan. 6 points today. I can't argue with the results. They didn't do what they needed to do, but moving forward, there's going to come a point in time where you're going to have to roll the dice. You're going to have to be more aggressive. I think what we saw today is how good Denzel Ward is, though. I think we saw how great Denzel Ward can be as far as what he brings and what he brings to the table, his aggressiveness, the ability to diagnose the plays, the ability to use his hands, but look back for the football. That's one of the biggest keys that a lot of defensive backs don't do. They don't look for the ball. They don't look to play the ball, and they're penalized for that because refs throw the flag every single time. I think Denzel Ward played a great game today, and I think you saw that you missed him mightily. I also thought that Taki played a decent game. I thought that Phillips he didn't kill us today. Mac Wilson was a healthy scratch today. Healthy scratch. And we talked about it ad nauseum last week against the Ravens when we did the postgame, right? We did the postgame show. The first thing I came out and said is, Mac Wilson, you're out here whiffing, and you cannot be a middle linebacker diving at ankles. Hit somebody. Put your helmet in somebody's chest and drive your feet. Evidently, the coaching staff saw the same things that I saw. You played 17 snaps and you graded at a 20-something% according to Pro Football Focus. So you were a healthy scratch. Now, I don't know what you're going to do this week, but, this is called the NFL, right? This is the NFL. And the way this thing works is you might not get your chance back. You might not get another opportunity to come back and do something. But if you do, you might want to remember that. I thought the linebackers played a little bit better. Sheldrick Redwine, boy. You was out there lost today. You was out there lost. Milk box material, Sheldrick Redwine. We didn't know where you was at. You was beat on a tight end wheel route. That should have been a touchdown. You got saved by Carl Joseph. On the sideline, you looked like you was out of position. I don't know if that was you or Kevin Johnson's mistake. We don't know. We'll find out when we watch the film. But yeah, I can see why you don't get tick. It seems like you just don't know the plays, dog. It's been one too many times with multiple coaching staffs that I've seen you running around with no compass, no sense of direction, no where's the football? What are we doing? Yeah, I can see why they can't trust you to play. You don't know your plays, dog. I mean, I don't know what you're doing. It's a quarantine. You can't go anywhere. It's not like you can just be out and about kicking it. You don't have anything to do but learn your plays, bro, and you just don't know them. You just don't. It's painfully evident. It just really is. So I think you and Mac Wilson need to get it together. I think the defensive line played well. I think Sheldon Richardson did a good job, and I think Olivier Vernon once again had another really good game, especially against the run. Thought he did a good job of using his hands, deliver punches. I think he just did a really good job overall of punching, delivering, and keeping guys off of himself and keeping them clean. I thought he did a really nice job against the run today. We'll see what the extent of Sheldon Richardson's injury is. We'll see how that works out for itself. And we'll see where that goes. But I thought they played well. And I think you can see, too, in terms of COVID-19, I don't want to throw too many. I don't like getting political, and I don't want to say that. But I think we can all say that COVID-19 is just not no flu, right? For a while, people, it's just a flu, and it don't affect young people. Myles Garrett is visibly affected still by COVID-19. He's huffing and puffing and trying to catch his breath after 2 to 3 plays. He's looked spent after exerting himself, right? He doesn't have the burst. He doesn't have the stamina. He doesn't have the quick twitch ability since he's gotten COVID. And it's simply a misnomer to say COVID-19 doesn't affect anything. It's false. It's absolutely false. When you look at some of these players, these are top 1 percentile human beings at the top peak performance of their lives. And, they're catching it and they're down, down and out, and they're still trying to come back. And there's multiple guys who have symptoms, still taking treatment. So, I just want people to pause a little bit on well, it's not that bad. No, I'm watching right now in real time Myles Garrett go from a Defensive Player of the Year award, and I'm watching him because I play defensive end. That's the position I played. I watch him all the time, and I'm looking to see. And before he went out with COVID, he's a wrecking force. He's a problem. Now it's like he can only go 3 to 4 plays without – he's gassed. He's gassed. I don't know how you get that back. I don't know how you work your conditioning. They said he's still taking treatment. So the Browns have been saved because one of the guys that has been that's been helping, Olivier Vernon. Olivier Vernon has saved them. And once again, I'll say it all the time. There is nothing wrong with saying, hey, man, dude is proving me wrong. Olivier Vernon, I was on him tough. Olivier Vernon has been playing his tail off. He has been balling, playing his tail off. And he is one of the main reasons why the Browns haven't had long, sustained losses. On the other side of the football, the Giants, I think the Giants, I think the Giants got a really nice defensive line. I really think they got a nice defensive line. You see what the Giants are missing. The Giants are missing the two marquee pieces. They don't have the explosive receiver. They traded OBJ. They don't have the explosive receiver. They definitely miss Saquon Barkley, who's the bell cow for them. They don't have that edge rusher that can get after the quarterback. Now, if they had an edge rusher that, as they had in the past with the Human Euros, the Justin Tucks, the JPPs, all those guys, the Strahans, if they had those guys mixed with those guys that they have in the middle, they'd be a problem. Martinez is a nice backer. I thought he was all over the place. They just don't have the level of talent on the edges to get after the quarterback to really affect the game like they really want to, right? Peppers, he's playing okay, but, the days of you being a safety and being the best player, that's not going to work. You got to be a game-changer safety. You got to be an Ed Reed, Palomalo. You got to be guys like that, rangy, ball hawks, take the ball away. You can't be a hard-hitting safety because you can't hit nobody hard. You got to be a guy that's affecting plays as far as getting the football and turning the football over. So, they just need, they need a lot. They need some receivers that can make some plays. They need some guys with juice. When I watch them, they just don't got juice. They need pop and juice, and it shows by them only having 6 points because the team with pop and juice could have been in that game in the first quarter. And you kind of see why Judge was going for it because he knew their team was deficient in certain areas. So overall, and recapping the game, Browns win 20-6. They won that game because of Baker Mayfield. And I know people will say, about time. No, they won that game. It was evident and it was clear. Baker Mayfield was the difference. Giants never had a shot. And it just goes to show you, it don't matter who you got injured. Teller, Hubbard, OBJ, a lot of people. Hooper was injured a little bit. Treader was injured a little bit. They're not 100%. It don't matter. When your quarterback is dealing and you got the quarterback and he's on fire and he's slinging that capicola, dealing that ball like he's dealing it, feeling himself, doing his thing, there's nothing you could do about it. Sorry. It is what it is. That's the difference between teams that are going to the playoffs consistently and competing and teams that's still looking for somebody. And the Cleveland Browns and Kevin Stefanski have worked themselves into that mold where now everything's a fair game. Keep bringing them people up in that box if you want to. Keep bringing them dudes up and them safeties up. Baker Mayfield feels like he can hurt you with that. Even with Higgins, even with Landry, even with the tight ends, keep bringing them up there. And that's a dangerous thing for the rest of the people in the NFL. As always, please like, please subscribe. You can always listen. You always going to be able to get the post-game comments early as first here. Please believe it. You're going to get them here first. You can get them on a live stream. They will be up quickest here on the Barbershop Live. If you don't know, please follow me on Twitter. Please follow me on Facebook. Please follow me on Instagram. If you don't know, now you know. It's the Barbershop. It's the realest in the game. You ain't getting it from nobody else. Like this. Keeping it 100. As always, man, salute to everybody out there. Salute to the people. Sorry the chat wasn't up today, but we will get it fixed as always. You got to look at the game tapes and figure out what's going on. But I do appreciate everybody. If you gave me any super chats, I appreciate you. If you shouted me out, I appreciate you. We will get it fixed next time. But as always, it's the Barbershop. Peace.